now tuned in to the SD Experience Sports Podcast.
To the ones that don't know back home, what is actually the Jim Thorpe Award? Like, what is
it's given out to the best defensive back in the world in college, collegiate, sports. It's the best defensive back, hands down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the Jim Thorpe Award come from a guy named is Jim Thorpe. He was an all-around athlete, like whatever sport it was in the book. This dude played it and he mastered it. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the greats at everything. You know what I'm saying? If it was like shooting, like he was winning everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how that award, comes in his name. But it's given to the best defensive back in college sports, period. You know what I'm saying? So out of all the guys that's in this sport, that play this sport, all the guys that play your position, you were better than all of you. You was that number one guy
you
in the world. That's
in
the world.
Out in the whole entire world. That's big.
In the whole world.
That's major.
Right.
That's major.
So, you know what I'm saying? I never take that for granted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At all. And when I remember the night I won it, and I was on a jet. I was on a jet with Les Miles, and me and him just sitting back and we just talking. I can just remember sitting there like just crying like a motherfucker, like just because I'm just sitting there thinking about, like, I ain't even talking to him, nothing. Like, he's sitting in the seat, like I'm just sitting there looking out the window and I'm just crying like a motherfucker, like, because I'm just thinking about all the work that I did to that point to get me there. Like, I'm thinking about all the teachers and stuff that told me I wasn't gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about all the people who doubted me and you know what I'm saying, left me out the dirt. Like, I'm just thinking about all that. And I just got to crying, and because I knew, like, everything that I work for is gonna come true. It's gonna come true.
How did that Jim Thorpe Award change you after you won the award? Now you're on the plane. That next day, how more is Claiborne now?
Like, I still really couldn't believe it, bro. Like, I still really couldn't believe it. But my only mindset was like, I want to go get that national championship. Yeah. That's all I was thinking about at the time. Like, if I can get this Jim Thorpe Award and we end up in this national championship, man, I'm finna go number one, probably. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, I'm gone.
Did you ever have that moment like, me? Like, I'm the one everybody wants? Like, I'm that thing? I'm the real deal. Like, it's those surreal moments like, wow, I'm just a kid. I used to run around with, bricks in my backpack and weight vest on.
Bro, when I went to the draft and I was up there for that week, I had to go like a week early because I had to do like a photo shoot for GQ and all that, and had to go around to these different parties and stuff. Like, I wasn't like the parties and the nightlife. Like, I was big on all that, like these red carpet events. Like, I know I'm here for one thing. I'm here to get drafted and go home.
I'm get drafted and get up out of here.
Right. I was like, that's the only thing I'm here for. I ain't here for all the extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I used to go to the Nike thing, like it's like everybody giving you the world, man. Like, you in New York, and it's like everybody trying to give you whatever you want. Like, but it's a price at this shit at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, right, it might not be right now. Like, I always kept that in my head, bro. Like, ain't nothing free, more. Wasn't nobody talk. They might dress it up, make it sound good, but leave it alone, bro. Like always stay away from it, bro. But just being down there, bro, like, you just realize how people hate you for no reason. Like, I went to go get a massage, bro. And like, the massage lady was like, it's like all the players was used. She was like the best massage lady at that time. So everybody was kind of using them, going to her. And she was like, well, the next day when I came, she was like, oh, you want Claiborne? I was like, yes, man. Like, why you say that? She was like, well, you got some guys that didn't even want me to massage them because you was on the table. I'm like, huh? She was like, yeah. Like, I'm not gonna say any names, but you got a lot of guys that don't seem to like you. I'm like, huh? Like,
I ain't never met these people.
And they obviously had to be players, and you know what I'm saying. So from that point on, I understood like how much hate and stuff there's in this, and you might not even know the person, but some person just probably don't feel like I deserve to be drafted high as I went. People probably don't. A lot of people don't agree with that, and a lot of people got their own opinion about it. That's just how the life works. Y'all remember the whole thing that happened with Jordan Jefferson?
Yeah.
At that time, like, man, like we stood with him. Like they tried to like just tell us anything. Like we weren't gonna get no answers about what's going on with him. Like us, like me, Tyrann, all us is the reason why they pretty much like sent them the lawyers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we all had a plan to sit in the locker room. One gonna go to practice. You know what I'm saying? We like we on strike. We ain't going to practice until y'all tell us what's going on.
Nah,
with him,
real.
you know what I'm saying? Man, the coaches ran in there, man, half of the locker room. Got up out of there. What's left, it was like me, Ty.
Yeah, the only one standing
all
tall.
us, the one, but the people who needed to be, you know what I'm saying? Like the names that was left, yes, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all
like,
hold held the weight.
You know what I'm saying? Made everything move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we all believed in standing together, bro. We was always together no matter what. Like, you got a problem with one of them, you got a problem with all of them. We was all able to joke with each other and like really understand each other, bro. Like we really thugged it together, bro.
When you were down there, you said Tyrann, so you Tyrann Mathieu.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all boys locked in.
Oh
What's
yeah,
y'all relationship like?
Man, I love that dude, man. Like just
because a lot of people, not to cut you off, like to give him a bad rap, or then they used to try to give him a bad rap when he was in the shoot. But you knew him in person.
Oh yeah.
So, talk about y'all relationship.
Man, that dude there is, and just to see him where he's grown from, you know what I'm saying, to this day, because I was just with him in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
So just, you know, being with him then and seeing how he's grown from then, you know, it's amazing. And then when he was in college, when he first came in, like I thought, like it wasn't no way these other schools let this dude get away from them. Like, it was like, it's no way, like, don't nobody else know about this little dude right here. Like you can say somebody's size, but when your heart is double that, man, like,
it was showing.
Bro, from the first day he walked on campus, we did 7-on-7, bro. This dude had like 3 interceptions against the first team. He going crazy out there.
Soon as he step on
like,
that skin of
pass breakouts, like he going crazy. You can just tell right off the bat, like it's something different about this dude.
Yeah.
Like the little dude from Dallas right now, the Dez dude. Like,
yeah.
You can just look at him like it's something different about this dude. Like it speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? That's him. You know what I'm saying? And just the way he carry himself, and you know what I'm saying, very, very intelligent dude. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Wonder what they give him credit for.
Right, dog, man, and dude that been through a lot. And took all his problems in stride and faced them and deal with them like a man should. You know what I'm saying? And got a beautiful family and doing what he's supposed to do by his wife and by his kids. It did a lot of love.
So you get drafted, go to the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about your experience first year over there.
You on the water?
For sure. Talk about it.
Let's see what to do. Man, first of all, man, when I first got drafted, I thought it was fake. Like I thought, because through the whole process, through the whole visits, and going to different visits and all that, bro, I didn't speak with the Cowboys not one time. Like I didn't go visit with them not one time. I had no communication with them. So it was the last paper on my mind that I would get drafted to. Like I didn't went and visit. I didn't want to visit half of the league. You know what I'm saying? Even people with 20th pick and all that, like they'll have me come in and be like, well, you know, we have no chance of getting you, but we just wanted to see what type of person you is and just wanted to meet you and, just guide y'all. And,
they didn't want to talk to you.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's cool. And I just had to do a lot of, do the average stuff, had to do a lot of plays and stuff, on the board and stuff like that. But when I got that call, man, and knowing like everybody in my household is Cowboy fans, like knowing like my dad is a diehard Cowboy fan. Like, this dude been wearing a Cowboy shirt. I told you I had to be here a week earlier. My mom and them was here with me. This dude been wearing a Cowboy t-shirt a whole week. You know what I'm saying? He took it off. You know what I'm saying? He's that type of fan. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When it's time to go to the draft, he put on his suit, he put that on underneath his suit. You know what I'm saying? So, those type of people I'm dealing with. And I grew up in the house where I used to always go against everybody. So if they was all Cowboy fans, I'm going against somebody else. So I was pretty much wherever Terrell Owens go, you know what I'm saying? That's where I go. When he went to the Cowboys, I'm like, I'm just a Terrell Owens fan. I never Cowboys at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going against them because my family is. And when I realized there was Jerry on that phone, man, and I told my dad, I'm like, he unbuttoned his shirt like going crazy, like they probably were more excited than I was, bro. And that made me even smile more inside. You know what I'm saying? And just I was able to, you know, show my daddy, you know, all the things that he wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? And he growing some of his favorite players. I got a chance for him to see them up close in person. You know what I'm saying? When he was there, you know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate, you know, that type of shit right there. Yeah. But man, just being drafted to them, man, it was unbelievable. Like I said, like I couldn't believe it at all, bro. But once I realized what was going on, and you know what I'm saying, because I always didn't put too much pressure on myself doing the whole draft process and none of that, because I understood that no matter how the chips fall, how whatever happens, I'm gonna play with the NFL. Yeah. Like, I don't know what round I'm gonna go in. I don't know where I'm gonna go play it, but I'm gonna reach my goal, my dreams to play NFL, and I know for a fact I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know where, when, but I know I'm gonna do it. So I ain't care. I ain't even worried about where I was going. Yeah. I ain't let the people talking, you know, get me in no type of way. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But when I realized it was the Cowboys, it was just like everything that I worked for. Same as the Jim Thorpe Award. It was like you get all them old feelings, man. Like, and it was one of my goals that I had written down. Yeah. Like I had all my goals written down, and I would pray over them. I'm talking about from what I wanted to do on the field, what I wanted to do with my family. You know what I'm saying? My school, all that. I had all that written down, and I used to pray over it every night and every morning. So no matter what time I went to sleep that night, I'm always setting my alarm for 10 minutes earlier so I can get up and look over the goals and get on my knees and pray over them 2 times a day. You know what I'm saying? And everything on there I did except win the national championship that we played with.
You're a Cowboy now, and you're going through the process. You got to know some of the coach staff, front office, personnel. Now you're on the field. Who giving you fits? Who's that guy like, bro? All right, I'm here now.
Bro,
I'm here.
Bro, they used to script like the practice down there towards me and Dez. Like they used to script the practice. Like, say for instance, you got 7 plays on this script right here. You got 7 plays. Then at 5 of them going to me and him. You know what I'm saying? They gonna script it where it's end up. We always man to man. You know what I'm saying? So every single snap was like a game time snap. Like every single snap was like game time snap. He'll beat me, I'll beat him. Like it will never know.
You got the best of him.
Yeah. It will never know stuff like that. It was. I've always scrapped it up when it comes to Dez. So, you know what I'm saying? Like me and him always. Like if you can get some practice film like with me and Dez, like me and Dez go edit. Yeah. Like especially like camp film and stuff like that. Like me and him like go edit out there. Yeah. Like and they always have me and him scripted where it's just me and him go. Even in like one-on-ones, like they gonna make me and him go. You know what I'm saying? And that dude there is totally different. You know what I'm saying? Just athletics is out the roof, bro.
He's
like,
big,
man, it's like the dude can jump and like just make himself do stuff in the air. You know what I'm saying? It's like even if you know what he running, like you gotta stop him. You know what I'm saying? Like you know he on the goal line, you know he finna run a fade. Or something like that.
Stop.
You know it's coming. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna tell you he's doing it, but you gotta be able to stop him. Like he's special in that way where he know how to use his big body and he know how to use what he got, you know what I'm saying, to really make plays, bro. And he one of them guys who really pushed me when I first got there. Yeah. Like he really pushed
He told me he was.
And then one of the guys that you locked in with on the team?
Well, yeah. Especially him and especially B. Carr, Brandon Carr. My first year was his first year. You know, he had just got his $50 million. He got his $50 million on the market from them. So they was expecting big things from him. You know what I'm saying? So they was really expecting big things from both of us. You know what I'm saying? But when I first got drafted, I told you I had to end up having surgery on my wrist. You know what I'm saying? So I was out that whole training camp, all of that. So I ended up missing all that time. And I finally got in, got right. Then I ended up hurt my shoulder like that next year. So I ended up having getting through having a solid rookie season. So coming the next season, I ended up hurting my I think it was my knee. I ended up hurting my knee right here. So I ended up having like an argument with the training staff. Like I'm like, man, my knee hurting. Like I can't bend down. Like I can't guard nobody. I can't move. I can't twist. I can't turn. I can't do none of that. Like I know something wrong with me. They like, ain't nothing wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Like they thought I was just faking. You know what I'm saying? Like something wrong with me and I just didn't want to play football like that. But they don't know, like, I'm used to working my butt off. Like, so when I leave from here, I built the whole weight room in my house. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still going working because I know I gotta be able to run on my legs. You know what I'm saying? So if I didn't like go home and like do some type of strengthening with my legs and stuff like that and take some leave PMs, bro, it was gonna be a whole long night for me, bro. Like I used to have to take that. I wouldn't even make it to my bedroom, bro. I'm on the couch.
Just the pain.
Man, I can't even make it up my stairs and my knees and stuff hurt so bad, bro. And so I go in arguing back and forth with them, say like, we gonna get an MRI and all that. And I'm like, that's fine. When they did that, they showed that my meniscus, all that just tore up. You know what I'm saying? My knee. So I get back to the facility and they like, yeah, it's good. We called it while he didn't flip the whole switch on me, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have me in here cussing them out. Like, he said ain't nothing wrong with me. Right, now he want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to be all, they want to do this and that, but I end up missing a whole lot of time with that, man. I end up missing a lot of time with injuries, you know what I'm saying, period. And when I had my final one, like I said, I had 9 surgeries, 3 knee surgeries, and 4 shoulder surgeries to be the big ones. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to play. Play football, period. You know what I'm saying? And there's been times when I done been out there, you know what I'm saying, and my arm out of place. You know what I'm saying? You probably go back and watch old games, and like I used to have this strap on my arm, as well as this little shoulder strap on there, and used to be tying that mud out, and you know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking, now that I think about it, when I go back and think about it, I shouldn't have done none of it. You know what I'm saying? I should have stayed out and waited till my body healed, but
you're a go-getter though.
Trying to be a team player.
But everybody's saying, hey, Mo, we need you. Like, you the number one pick for us. You gotta be out here. You can't risk. You're not no 7-round pick. You can't risk. They can risk.
Right.
And you keep hearing it over and over again and your name popping up in the media. And everybody wonder, what more? And you coming from where you come from, I already understand, like, I don't know what chilling is like. I fight through pain. I came from that. This is I can deal with this. I can find this. I can figure this out. So they don't understand you're still human at the end of the day.
Real shit.
So with all your surgeries, what type of mental state did that put you in? How were you mentally?
Man, it used to kill me first when I first started going through it. When I first started going through injuries, like these little nagging injuries. Man, it was hard. Especially you knowing what you can do, you knowing you cold, you knowing like I'm that guy, but I know this is bothering me and it's making me not be able to go out there and do that. And the knock that's on me in the NFL, which I understand is we understand that he can play football, we watched him play football, but is he gonna be reliable for us? You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna be able to be on the field when we need him to play, and is he gonna always be? He's not gonna be in the training room, which I understand that. I wouldn't risk my money on him. You know what I'm saying? If I know it's a good chance he's gonna be in the locker room and all that. In the training room and not healthy. And like I said, I understand that. And all the injuries that I've had, bro, I don't take none of. I don't regret none of them. Like I'm talking about the man I am today, bro. Like I really learned from every last one of my man. Like every time I laid on my back and looked up in that air, like I learned something going through that situation. Like it took me through something. Like I went through that to learn something. Like the man that I am today, the man that I try to be, the man that I try to be to my wife, the man I try to be to my kids, you know what I'm saying? It all stems from that, you know, coming from injuries and being down and knowing how to come back from it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. Like them situations, it could be the way I handled them or the way I went through them, it shaped me, you know what I'm saying, for who I am right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that made no sense.
It made a lot of sense.
It shaped me. It shaped me in.
You turn your pain into purpose, and you found purpose in everything you did. And tell us a little bit how your religion and Christianity helped you get through those times, because I know it played a vital role.
Man, it helped me a lot, bro. Like I can remember, bro. I can remember times when I just felt like it wasn't. I'm just gonna retire. Like I'm done with this, and it was always like something happened, like spiritual, you know, something like that. Like that's how I used to get some of my messages or signs to let me know, you know, that I'm doing the right thing, you know, or something like that. Like it probably will come to me. I can just be at practice or something. I just get feelings like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Or it can be like I'll go out now, I'm down, like don't want to do this no more. And then I go out and I have a good game, like I did this shit with ease, like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm supposed to be doing this, you know what I'm saying? Or me just questioning myself, like praying and asking God, like God, is this for me? Like this what I want to do? Is this for me? Like show me, give me signs, and I go out and have a good game, and I'm like, is that my answer? You know, like just being in Kansas City. Like I end up getting suspended for the first 4 games for the league policy with marijuana. I end up getting suspended, but during the preseason, I'm knowing that I'm suspended for the first 4 games. So during the preseason, they just let me play. We get as much playing time as I can. So I'm playing. I end up messing a rotator cuff up on my shoulder. I messed up rotator cuff and the labrum up. Like I just had surgery on that shoulder that last year. So when Kansas City called me, I was still just kind of working out and stuff like that, but still rehabbing my shoulder. So when they called me, it was just no rehab. It was just full go play now. You know what I'm saying? So it's still on the right. I ended up falling on it, messing it up again. I had to end up having surgery on it again, but I ended up just letting it heal. So I ended up going through that, and so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna play. Just let me. I ended up hurting it during the Green Bay game, first half. So I'm like, don't stop me. I'm just gonna play because I'm suspended for the first 4 games anyway. So I got a lot of time, you know what I'm saying, to get it right. So just let me play. So I ended up playing and making it worse than what it was. So when it comes time for me to play, like I'm still kind of dealing with it, like it's still leaning around. Like,
see the time how long with the
right. Now I'm back up playing and I still can't play because of the shoulders. You know what I'm saying? So they end up playing a little bit here and there, end up starting a couple games, and they end up playing a lot. You know what I'm saying? And come down the road, my brother was sick. He was sick, like real sick, to the point where he was holding on, like bad holding on, and it come like, I want to say a week before the championship, the conference championship game. About a week before that, I had to end up going to Shreveport because they was like, your brother, like on his last leg, like he might not hold up. So I ended up having to leave, and I was just like really coming back, like from the shoulder. So I had to end up leaving, and they ended up scratching me off the list. So off the playing list, so I couldn't play because they didn't know if I was gonna be back or what was going on because I'm in Shreveport. So I'm like, I fucked it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do what I gotta do. So I end up going to Shreveport. Matter of fact, I ended up going to New Orleans. He was in New Orleans. Ended up going to New Orleans, being with him, and I ended up being with him that week, and he couldn't talk, so everything was just, so shaking his head and squeezing my hand. So I'm already feeling them type of emotions. You know what I'm saying? Just got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? And still trying to be there for my wife, and I'm gone 5 in the morning, and she out with the girls and stuff all day. You know what I'm saying? And I can't really help her.
Right.
As much.
So now the mental games really.
You know what I'm saying? They really playing games with me. You know what I'm saying? So I end up leaving my brother, and going back after that week. End up leaving my brother, going back and to get ready for the championship. We won. I remember talking to Tyrann that whole time. As a matter of fact, when you say what type of person he is, I remember talking to him that whole time. Like every day, like he like, look, I'm doing this. I'm about to go do this. I'm about to go have 2-3 interceptions for you, so we can win and you can get back and we can keep playing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Me and him having them type of conversations. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, like keep winning. When I just need to get back. I just need to play ball. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So end up getting back, getting ready for practice. Phone call, and they go back. Your brother is bad. Like they can't hold the machine for him, or like they finna put it, so you're gonna have to come back, and start making them funeral arrangements and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, took me to a whole nother level, but I already kind of got myself ready for that news, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, just to see my mama and what it did to my family and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, that hurt me a lot, and my nieces and that hurt me a lot. But so that happened. He ended up passing. Boom. I ended up having to go back. He had to go back to Shreveport for the funeral, make the funeral arrangements all that time. By this time, they didn't scratch me off again, so I couldn't play in the championship game. So by the time I get back, I get to Kansas City, and we fly straight to Miami. You know what I'm saying? That whole week we there, we practicing and shit. And I know I ain't got a chance to get back on the roster right now. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the fact it's already figured out. You know what I'm saying? And they know that they can rely on these people that's on the roster right now. So I already know, like, it ain't no chance, like, they finna make me active right now. You know what I'm saying? So I was going through that shit the whole time. Like, because at one point they came in and told me I was active. And then the next minute they came in and told me I wasn't. I believe the nigga he had COVID at that time. I believe at that time, ain't nobody know about COVID. Yeah. But I feel like I had that shit at that time too. Yeah, everybody had that shit at that time. But I think that's what he was suffering with at that time. But shit, he ended up playing through that shit. Yeah. And shit. So I ended up missing that shit, bro. And that hurt me. Yeah. Like that hurt me, bro. Like, you talking about roller coaster, like emotions, bro. Like, like that whole year,
mental was bouncing.
Like that whole year was hard for me, though. Like, I don't know where I got the strength from at times from that year. And especially around that time when my brother had passed, but I couldn't believe it, bro.
And your brother.
And then I had to go to the Super Bowl, so it's buku media people in here, so everybody want to know what's going on. Everybody want to ask me the same, so I got to keep going back and answer the same questions. Like, shit that I'm trying to get away from, you know what I'm saying? I gotta keep going head first into it. And I remember that night when I got back to my room, like I remember just going to go sit. I just sat in the bathroom. That was like the quietest place in the room. I just sat in the bathroom, and I just laid down, bro. Like, before you know it, I was in there just hollering, you know what I'm saying? Just screaming, like, because I couldn't understand, like,
so much emotion.
Like, why am I going? Like, why I feel like this? Yeah. Why I don't feel like myself? Like always on edge. Like, and that's the type of problem like we bring home. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the hardest thing about football, because no matter what you got going on at home, off the field, no matter what it is, when you walk to that front door, like, you got to pack it up and put it in a box. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't mix them problems with them problems you can get going into that building. You know what I'm saying? Because this your job. You know what I'm saying? You get sent home that Sunday day. Yes, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta find a way to manage all them emotions. And being a young kid, 19, 20 years old, you know what I'm saying? You faced with all them problems and all that money. You know what I'm saying? It's a recipe for disaster. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I guess since you brought up the Super Bowl, kind of talk about Mahomes. Talk about Mahomes, and we all know him on the outside looking in as one of a kind. How is he in the locker room? Like, he a true leader. Like, we know what he can do on the field.
Yeah.
So
Man,
I is my home.
How is he as a person?
Yeah.
You're a football player. How is he as a person?
Man, the type of person that, like, he respect everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think, you know, the MVP, you know, he could be an a-hole, you know what I'm saying, be real cocky. You wouldn't even get that from him, like, at all. Like, you wouldn't even know, like, his personality and what we paint the modern, like,
the image of him.
You know what I'm saying? Like the clout that he got, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll see, like, oh, he probably, but nah, he different. Like a loving dude, like he caring, like very humble, very down to earth, like I don't think I really even heard the dude cuss before.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I ever heard him cuss before. Yeah, he that type of guy.
Wow.
Like cool guy, cool, like very humble and almost to the point of like nerd type, but like
hard
cool,
worker.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like disciplined, like very disciplined. Like we go off of like home game, away games and stuff like that, and we all able to. We have time to go eat and go out and do what we do. Like very humble to go writing and go and look at film that whole time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else out doing what they doing. You know what I'm saying? The whole time, like very
militant,
very humble, very humble. That's why when you see something do some of the stuff on the video, you be like, damn.
Yeah.
This dude, man.
The truth,
man.
He's really like it.
Man.
Yeah.
When I seen him throw one of them no-look passes in practice one day, bro, I said, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Man, this is unbelievable, bro. I'm talking about he threw that mother from hash to numbers. I mean, down there from numbers to numbers. Yeah. From them numbers all the way to them numbers, like, looking that way. Like, man, this is unbelievable. Like, how the hell somebody do that?
Yeah.
On the money, man.
The truth.
On the money, man.
Or the truth.
I know you the Super Bowl moment. Mm-hmm. How was that game? How was that moment and that time and having your family there and just being around all those guys? How was
it was good. Like I feel like my family, you know, they enjoyed it and they wanted it more than me. Cause like I said, like I was just coming off of, you know, coming burying my brother. I was really numb to everything. It really wasn't processing everything that was going on. You know, I was really ready to move on. Really though, I was ready to go though. Yeah. Like I was ready to come home. And I was ready to be in my own environment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was done. Like at that time, at the Super Bowl, is when it really hit me that I was retiring too. So I was out there at practice, and it was like the whole week, I tell you, man, I was like in another place. Like I wasn't happy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was like one day at practice, it was like it just came over me, bro. Like I started just thinking about it.
Big dog, hey, that has been real.
Yes,
my
sir,
boy.
Man.
Love it, man. SD Experience, Mo Claiborne. Make sure you tune in, like, subscribe, comment, whatever. This dude here, he really has a big heart. Throw away football, throw away anything else. He care about his family more than anything else. And he a man of his word.
What would be good? You get some Huntington, and I get some Falpard, and we play, and we put it on.
Say no more. Say no more. I'm ready to go.
Hey, John, I need you.
Say no more.
School, baby. I need you.
Look.